Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Fuse Unbothered, brought to you by Upfront and Personal. The gang is in the building. What's going on? Hey, Akins here.
Gabby in the building.
Nadichi, as always.
How you guys doing?
I feel good, you know.
Yeah, you feel good,
too,
you know.
yeah?
You feel nice. Hey, everything good, you know. All right, there's a whole lot to talk about, from Tanya Omotayo's reason for not wanting to stay in a place further from hospital and sharing her experience about getting an ambulance in Lagos.
Yeah.
We also have a cheating story that, you know, is this is police and thief chasing case.
Honestly.
Then also
horrible.
we have something very conversational that we will be talking about. You want to find out about this? You have to stick around after the short break. We'll be right back. If you must touch it, increase the volume.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Fuse Unbothered.
Right back in your faces. Now, Gabby, tell us about what Tanya Omotayo was explaining about Lagos, and is it Lagos or Nigeria in general and
Nigeria
emergencies?
in general, because I mean, if you're even having like emergencies in Lagos and you have like quick response, then there's hope. But if you don't have emergencies, like quick response for emergency in Lagos, then you don't have hope for it anywhere in Nigeria.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, but it's true. Anyway, Tanya Omotayo comes out and she talks about how, you know, she was trying to get an ambulance, you know, somewhere in Nigeria, and then she called over 17 hospitals, spent a period of 1 hour 30 minutes trying to get, you know, an ambulance, and a lot of excuses kept on coming, like, oh, we don't have a driver, oh, we don't have fuel, a lot of things. And she just comes out on social media to rant about how hard it is, you know, to get your emergency attended to here in Nigeria. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Yes, I'm really happy that at the end of the day, after trying over 17 hospitals, she was able to get the attention that she needed.
That's heartbreaking. 17 hospitals before she could actually get one ambulance to come over for an emergency.
Yes. And we also have another guy who comes out on social media to talk about how he has a phobia for traffic, and so because of that, anytime he wants to get an apartment or get a house, he gets one that is very, very close to a hospital, because he doesn't want a situation where he needs to have an emergency and then he's trying to run and then there's traffic blocking him. Even if he gets an ambulance, because this guy is not Nigerian, but he's like, even if he gets an ambulance and there's traffic. So many of the excuses that Tanya was facing, she has not even faced the traffic side yet. So it's just, oh, we don't have fuel, we don't have drivers. What about if you had all these things and there's traffic? So I mean, it's just hard to get, you know, quick response.
I think I'm going to give Tanya the excuse, maybe because she grew up abroad, because I don't know if you're in this country, Nigeria, you know that one of the sectors that needs change, that needs God's intervention, is the health sector. Nothing is working. I mean, talk of insecurity, inflation and all that, health and all that. These are the reason why a lot of people want to leave. People are leaving for greener pastures. One, inclusive health facilities.
Yeah, access to good amenities.
Calling an ambulance in Nigeria, I mean, somebody actually said, do you want us coming tomorrow? Which is
someone said, like, please,
do you mind coming tomorrow? I mean, this is a matter of life and emergency. So nothing is working as regards health sector in Nigeria. So I don't think it should come as a surprise to her.
I don't know if you guys have had any experience with ambulance and emergencies, because like I had one time. In fact, we lost a friend a couple of years ago to meningitis, and we needed to transfer him from one hospital. It was actually a general hospital. I'm not going to mention the name. We needed to transfer him from a general hospital to another general hospital because they didn't have the facilities and they didn't have enough bed space to actually cater for this person. And for us to get the ambulance, they were telling us that, oh, there was no fuel, the driver was somewhere, and we had to literally put funds together to get fuel. And you're still paying for the ambulance transferring this person. And I mean, when an ambulance is moving like that, there has to be a nurse on standby or a medical practitioner in the ambulance and all that.
It's one thing to actually get to the hospital. It's one thing to be attended to, because most times you get to the hospital, they're telling you to bring a particular report or something with someone in a very critical condition. So I don't know, like, we need to do better. I think
I understand what Tanya Omotaya, I understand her fear, but I'm really grateful that, I mean, she was still able to get over an hour 30 minutes.
She actually said
must
she
have been
called
very
hospitals in Nigeria. So these are not like.
So now this is somebody who has money, and this is somebody who can get like access to like the best healthcare in Nigeria.
And regardless
of your money,
she couldn't.
You still can't get access.
The system still failed you.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what this is, and that's why you see a lot of our leaders, instead of doing the best that they can do to make sure the healthcare system works, they'll rather go outside and get treatment.
Maybe by the time when there are strict regulations that states that for basic medical attention and basic medical things that the country can cater for, every government official is not allowed to cater for, and not just them, their families, not just in the health sector, but also education.
Education. But let's also remember that during the period of COVID-19, the entire country was on a lockdown at a point, and people needed access to, a lot of politicians died during that period. Some of them died from COVID because these are people that normally will be able to go out,
leave the country.
Say, yes, let me get access to healthcare outside of the country. But now everybody was locked in the country. So this has happened before, and I thought that COVID-19 was supposed to teach us a lesson.
It was supposed to be an eye opener.
Yes, where we now realize that it's best we fix our own healthcare system and stop depending on that of another.
Now I'll tell you what. I don't know about Nigeria, but I think I read on the news and read in the papers sometimes that the COVID-19 pandemic was a catalyst for so many countries to actually, fix their health sector, fix the medical space, and improve on the standard of medical facilities that most of their healthcare centers, hospitals had. But I don't know if we were able to capitalize on that.
Honestly, I think we've done the opposite of capitalizing on it. Why? Because we're having something we call brain drain now. A lot of our medical doctors, I don't even have the exact number.
Not just medical practitioners.
Medical practitioners.
Many of them are now in Saudi Arabia.
That's what I mean, like Saudi Arabia and UK.
Yeah.
So we don't even, some of our best doctors are
and
no
it's
longer
not
here.
ending.
And it's not ending. It keeps happening and happening. And it's the same things, so they're striking, nobody's paying attention to how they're being paid as medical workers, and now the world is giving you an opportunity to come and make good money outside of your country.
You gone.
What are you expecting?
You
so a lot of it's not even the system that is in trouble now. Like the people who run the system, healthcare, they've practically moved from here to Saudi Arabia to the UK, and we know how these things are working. So, I mean, I think we need to start to open our eyes.
So
now.
if your own mentor and your role model is moving, what's next for you? You move into. You get what I'm saying? So let's move on to the next story.
Multina, share happiness.
Views Unbothered.
Yeah, all right, moving on. There's been an unfortunate incident somewhere in Calabar. Now, this story is very, 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 very sad because, I mean, when you talk about chopping breakfast, it's no longer for the single folks. Now, married men and women. But I'm not going to come into a conclusion because we don't know, like, the history, the backstory of the whole story.
Yeah.
So a certain woman actually spotted, someone in Calabar, a certain woman spotted her husband, in a car with another woman. Now, she quickly went into her car, drove, followed them. Unfortunately, she was involved in a very, very, very tragic accident. So it's actually a matter of life and death. Now, we don't know if she survived the accident or not. So my question is, we don't really know. I mean, in her mind, her husband was cheating. Okay. I mean, you seeing a woman in a car with your husband, if you don't have that emotional OT in your mind, like, okay, this lady is...
Marichi went there. She said OT.
Yes, now, because a lot of people just jump into conclusion and say, what if he just carried her? What if he just said, okay, let me give
then why was he running? Why are you running?
Because he probably knows the kind of woman he married in the house. She can't start reacting.
He was running and she was chasing after him.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That was what caused the accident. Okay, so it's so sad that unfortunately she has lost her life. Like, I mean, nobody's worth dying for. It's, I don't know. What
nobody's worth dying for.
Yes, nobody's worth dying for.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. This is what I'm going to say.
Can you die for someone, AB, because you're shocked at my...
Yes, I can die for myself.
Maybe you're not ready and you're not serious. But this is what I want to say. May we not marry the people or be involved with people that eventually,
ruin us.
That ruin us, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know you may say that it's possible that this man was actually not cheating. Maybe he was just going with the lady. Maybe nothing was happening between them. But honestly, I think for him to be running, he was
there was
actually,
something shady.
Something shady.
She's probably been suspecting.
Yes, and she must have been suspecting. So it's like, oh, today I finally see what is going on.
Or the lady he was with might be someone she has been asking, who is this woman?
Exactly.
And he just saw that she had to lose her life.
So I just have to say this because I'm not the kind of woman who will be like, policing a man and be like, oh, why did you cheat on me? And, be following. Some people can't bear, to see those kinds of things happen. Mm-hmm. Some people are jealous partners. I don't think of myself as someone who's a jealous partner. But I'm saying that even in that situation, cheating, there's no excuse for cheating. Mm-hmm. And this is just some cheating that has led to someone's life now being claimed. Mm-hmm. Now this man has to come and help her, and at the end of the day, she loses her life. So as far as I'm concerned, you caused the death of your wife.
What was her intention? To follow him and do what? Fight him?
I don't know, but this is definitely a tragic one. There are better ways to handle when you catch someone cheating, or when you want to catch someone cheating, than risking your life. May also rest in peace, and I hope her husband would find peace at the end of the day, because he's actually
does he really deserve peace though?
He should have handled this in a better way. Alright guys, let's go on a short break. When we get back, we have more tea for you. Don't move muscle.
That's right.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to fear their rejection. I used to beg for validation. And I used to wait to be seen. But the fire that burned in me was hotter. And the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I'd fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Maltina, share happiness.
Views unpotted.
All right, guys. I know that a lot of interpretation of breakups, when you hear that word, would be relationship, marriage and stuff like that. But I feel like another breakup that people don't tend to talk about more often, it would be friendship breakups, which could actually be very hurtful. I've had my own fair share of friendship breakup. I don't know if you guys have had fair share of friendship breakup. So once you talk about friendship breakup, what is friendship breakup? How does it happen? Have you had the experience, and how hurtful is it?
Well, friendship breakup is very hurtful, to be honest. It can be very painful. But the thing is, we've had people stop being friends in a very natural way. But then we've also had breakups. So your friend moving across as a country in the world, across another country, that's a different thing. Distance suddenly separates you guys. That's different. But when your friend looks you in the face and tells you, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, or maybe they don't even tell you, they just start giving you like a funny attitude after some time, that's when a breakup actually happens, and it can be very, very painful. So I've had an experience. It's not always defined, but in my own experience, somebody actually came to me and said, one of my other friends told me not to be friends with you again. And I'm like, wow.
Was there a reason for this?
There was, we had just a little disagreement. I wasn't being rude. I was just trying to, correct something. And this person wasn't very happy. It turns out, like 1 or 2 years later, this person slides into my DM and she's, apologizing, saying, you know what? I did the wrong thing.
It's too late.
Yeah, but like that was a friend. That was a friend that I loved, regarded, respected, we're close. And this happened. So it has sort of prepared me for anything. Like these days, I'm ready for the worst when it comes to, friendship, relationships, anything, because I feel like
I've seen it all. Had any friendship breakup?
So I don't know if I should define it as friendship breakup. If I stop talking to someone maybe over a period of time, it depends on how I feel about you. If I don't really give a hoot about you, I really won't care. I won't care. But I've had friends. Okay, I've had a friendship breakup, but we actually came back being friends. One of my very, very close friends, a guy.
I like that story. Coming back to being friends.
A guy, and I really, really didn't want to lose that friendship, because he's somebody I really, really cherish. So we didn't talk for like 6 months. Of course, we're in the same church. We're not even saying hi.
That's even hard. That's even hard.
The reason
all of a sudden, you guys came back to be
That's
friends.
even hard.
That's
and
rare.
the thing is, people don't understand that you put effort in friendship. You don't just become friends with
Yes,
someone and
yes.
overnight and expect care. You actually have to give out care if you actually want care in return. So I actually made efforts. We've had conversations about it, cried and all that, and today we're friends.
You guys cried, huh?
Because he's a very special friend.
Oh my god!
So if you don't,
I want to be a special friend.
So if you're not at that level in my life, I'm sorry, you can't go your way.
Am I on that level?
I don't know.
I've had my
She
fair
denied
share.
me in public. She said she doesn't know if I'm on that level yet. This is not fair. No, this is bad. This is
You
bad.
are, baby.
He's going.
It takes a lot for you to get there in my life. Serious.
I've had my own fair share of friendship breakup, and it was actually business that actually broke up with friendship. We got into business together, and he actually messed it up. And I actually don't joke with my cheese, man. It's all about people, man. Like money is thicker than blood or whatever it is.
What the heck?
Man. Yeah,
I'm hearing this for the
like
first
don't
time.
disrespect me when it comes to my money. You know what I'm saying? That's the way.
good.
That's the way I work. All right, guys, that's so much we can take today on Fuse Unbothered. Do not forget that you can share your own experience of friendship breakup with us on our YouTube page. Just drop in the comment section.
right.
Tell us what you have had when it comes to friendship breakup. All right, Fuse One is the page to search for on YouTube, and on Instagram, Fuse_local is what you have to search for. You can also link up in personally on Instagram and Twitter at AB_AKYNZ. AB_AKYNZ. ABA Akins.
All right, so you find me on Instagram at Gabby.Gabby. Do well to follow, guys.
Find me on all social media platforms at _Medici. Until next time, guys,
Stay fused.
Holla.
Upfront and personal, world-class business, world-class consultants.